Hey guys, it's Miss Simon. So I wanted to do this video today for grammar. So we've been talking about, make sure you guys have your grammar notes out, okay? So we've been talking about verbs. We're still going to be continuing talking about verbs. So on Monday, you guys looked at the verbs be and have, okay? And you guys were able to see that the verbs be and have are irregular verbs, because an irregular verb changes its form when it goes from the present to the past or the present to the future tense. So when it changes tense, it changes its form. So with those words be and with those words have, okay, those are irregular verbs. So we're going to continue today with the verbs be and the verbs and the verb have, okay? But we're going to look at those verb tenses, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and then we're going to kind of go back and review what a verb tense is and then how it works with the verbs be and have. Okay. So remember, many phrases use the verbs be and have. I'm sure a lot of sentences that you guys can think of have a form of be or have in them. Okay, so remember, a verb phrase is the part of the sentence that shows the action. Okay, so the whole verb phrase acts as the verb instead of just the verb. Okay, so go ahead and put that down in your notes. Okay, you can at the top of your notes, you can put verb phrases with be and have, and then go ahead and put a verb phrase is the part of the sentence that shows the action. The whole verb phrase acts as a verb, okay? And then when you guys copy that down, we'll do an example. So again, the verb phrase is a part of the sentence that is showing the action. Instead of it just being a single verb, it's an actual phrase. Okay, so let's look at our example sentence, and you're going to want to write this down as well, okay? So Shania is learning about desert habitats, okay? When we look at that example sentence, we can find the verb is learning, okay? But is part of that verb phrase, okay? Is learning. If I just took out is, it would not make sense in the sentence. I would say Shania learning about desert habitats, okay? That's not a complete thought, okay? So that is, okay, which is that form of be, okay, that is your verb phrase, is learning. So that is and that learning go together to show your verb in that sentence. So in the examples that we're going to look at today, all of them are going to be verb phrases. So a hint for this is going to be you need to find your verb. So what's the action word in the sentence? And then you can see if it has a verb phrase attached to it. Okay, specifically looking for those forms of be and have. All right, so let's do a few examples. Okay, so it says identify the verb phrase in each sentence. Again, we're going to find the verb first and then see any words that's showing the action of that verb. So words that are attached to that verb. All right, so let's look at number one. I am taking my compass out of my backpack. Okay, so you should be thinking in your head, well, what is the verb in that sentence? Hopefully you thought of taking. Taking is an action that's happening, okay? So, but there's a verb phrase, okay? I couldn't take out that am. I wouldn't say I taking my compass out of my backpack. So that verb phrase is going to be am taking. All right, let's look at number two. We are passing the same rock over and over again. Again, I need to look and find my verb. What's my action? What's happening in that sentence? Well, my action is going to be that word passing, okay? But this is going to be a verb phrase because we would not say we passing the same rock. We are passing. So your verb phrase is going to be are passing. Okay, I want to do 3 and 4 together, and then I'm going to have you guys think about the last 4 on your own before we go over them, okay? So for number 3, you have to show me the way to our car. Again, I should be thinking, well, what's the verb? What's the action that's happening in that sentence, okay? You should be thinking that your verb is going to be show. If you said show, you are correct, okay? But I wouldn't just say, you show me the way to our car, okay? in this sentence, you have to show would be your verb phrase. Okay, because have to is showing, okay, it's attaching to that verb. It's telling you what that verb is doing. All right, number 4, okay, it had to be a rainy day today. Well, this one is a little tricky. Again, you want to be looking for that verb. So what's the action, okay? So in this sentence, your verb is going to be, all right? So your verb phrase is going to be had to be. All right, let's look at number 5. Okay, I want you to try and think about number 5 on your own. The wet plant leaves were dripping on my head. Again, make sure you're looking for that verb. What's the action that's happening? Okay. If you said dripping, you are correct. Okay, dripping is an action. Well, the leaves dripping on my head does not make sense. Okay, the leaves were dripping. Okay, so were dripping would be your verb phrase there. Go ahead and try and do 6, 7, and 8 on your own. Okay, and we'll review them. I'll give you a couple minutes to do those. Okay, so number 6, again, find the verb first and then we'll look for the verb phrase, okay? After we get home, I am going to throw away my map. All right, so what's the action there that's happening? You should have seen going, okay? So your verb phrase is going to be am going, okay? We wouldn't say after we get home, I going to throw away my map. I am going, okay? So am is part of that verb phrase. All right, number 7, the map had not helped me at all. Okay, what's the verb there we should be thinking? Okay, your verb is going to be helped, okay, because that's the action that the map is doing. It's not helping. So that verb phrase is going to be had not helped. Okay, for this one, we notice that it is 3 words in your verb phrase, okay, and that's fine, right? Because we know that had is part of that verb phrase and helped is our action, so that connects the whole verb phrase together. All right, and number 8, we have to get a better map for our next trip, okay? Again, I'm thinking, what's the action in that sentence? The action is going to be get, okay? So our verb phrase is going to be have to get, okay? We wouldn't say we get a better map for our next trip, okay? No, we have to get a better map for our next trip, so have to get would be that entire verb phrase. And we can also be thinking about this, guys. We know that the word phrase means more than one, okay? So all of these verb phrases are going to be more than one word, okay? And that's why it helps you find the verb and find the other words that are showing the action of the verb. Find the other words that are kind of attaching and showing the action that are attaching to that verb, okay? And this consistency, since we are talking about, remember, we're talking about those words be and have. So it is going to be a form of be or a form of have. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful, and you guys will have a Google form to complete with a few problems of choosing and finding that verb phrase and choosing the verb phrase that makes sense for the sentence. So go ahead and you can fill out that Google form. Hope this video was helpful. See you guys soon. Bye.